Right, so I'm in France at the moment, and I brought over the range of EVG baits and particles boilers. So I'm going to run you through those ones now. So first one is Diablo. This is like a personal favourite of mine. So this is based on hot chorizo with a pepperoni flavouring, and then to add to that is a hot chili oil, and it is hot. Taste all my baits, just if I like them, then I'm confident the fish like them, and it is hot. Also the freezer baits as well, obviously when your hands are a little bit wet from using them, don't rub your eyes because it hurts. But classic flavouring, and it works really well. I've had a fish today on it as well, just over £35. So yeah, definitely one to keep your eye on. Summer, winter, works all the time. So the pop-ups come in 12 mils, which are those ones there, so they're like a sort of bright orange, really buoyant, 12 mils. And then they do hard hookers, which are those, it's more like of a burgundy sort of colour, and they're 16 mil. And then the freezer baits, I'll put my hand down in the box net, which I've sneaked a few over, 3 mils, and that's those, and they basically match the hard hookers in terms of colour. So yeah, that's Diablo, definitely one to watch. So here's one of my favourites. Okay, so the next one in the range is called Nuts, and has a sort of name sort of leads. It's got like a heavy nut base to it with additional nut flavouring, and then to sort of balance that off, it's got a banana and some vanilla flavouring as well, and that just sort of takes off the bitterness of the nut, gives it a bit more rounded and a sweet sort of flavour. Smells absolutely amazing, and has had some real good results with fish as well. So the 12 mil pop-ups, bright yellow like that, same as the Diablos, and then the hard hookers that they do in 16 mil are those. It's like a fawn beige, what you want to call it. And then the freezer baits, I've sneaked some of these over as well, just the same colour as the hard hookers, so that sort of beige. But yeah, real sort of lovely sort of balanced bait. Again, counted for quite a few fish, summer and winter bait as well, so definitely another one to put into your armoury. Okay, so next one is octoberry. So as sort of, again, name sort of leads, it's going to be sort of fishy. So octoberry is on a fish meal base, and that's got the squid and octopus flavouring into it as well. And then just to add to that sort of fishy smell as well, is a sort of a back note of autumn fruits, and that's mulberry. So squid, octopus, mulberry, bit of a classic combination really, isn't it? So again, one that's going to catch, and it's been proven in the testing. So sort of probably been my second favourite one, not that you should have favourites at all, but yeah, it's sort of one of those nice sort of fish base baits. And the 12 mil pop-ups there, like sort of that sort of bright pink as well, so pretty visual as well, so again, good in most times of the year. And then the 16 mil hard hookers, like that sort of deep sort of, well, it's a sort of a washed out pink sort of colour as well. And then the freezer baits, don't have actually one of those with me, they didn't sneak over. That one is again like a sort of washed out pink, but yeah, you know, lovely aroma. You sort of definitely get that sort of fish hit, but that sort of nice note of mulberry in the background. So again, another one in the range to keep your eye out for. Okay, so next one is called Stinker. Again, sort of name sort of leads into what it's going to probably be like. So for Stinker, and this is based on blue cheese powder, and sort of added to that is blue cheese liquid flavouring, so you know, real heavy sort of cheese, and then just as a touch in there some garlic oil, so that as well, sort of, you know, that's a classic combination. But they stink just like the sort of name suggests. So again, they come in the 12 mil pop-ups, and they're white, and they've got like a sort of a slight sort of blue vein through them as well. The freezer baits and the hard hookers basically go in the same vein. They're white with a blue thing. I've not got any of those with me, but all of this range here as well, you don't just have to use you know, the same for bottom bait, and the same for a pop-up as well. You can mix and match. You know, we've had some of the other guys testing where they've had real sort of success in mixing them up. So, you know, like a stinker pop-up on a octoberry bottom bait. So it's not something that you have to sort of, you know, keep in one vein, mix and match. But yeah, definitely a cheesy one. And okay, and the last one in the range is called Root Spice, and I don't actually have any to show you, so sorry about that. But if you check out the website evgbaitsandparticles.co.uk, then you'll be able to see them on there. So Root Spice for me, it's sort of like an autumn winter one, so it's based on rhubarb and licorice, and again sort of aniseed licorice. Yeah, it's one of those that for me is sort of that sort of autumn winter time of year and throughout the winter period as well. Obviously the other in the range work as well, but that's just my take on it. In terms of the colour as well, and that's what sort of also drew it to me for sort of winter time, is it's like a purple. The poppets are sort of like a washed out sort of purpley colour as well. But for me that's great, so carp's vision changes a little bit in the winter, and that sort of colour and silhouettes on the bottom really well. So yeah, for me it's a Root Spice, and definitely one to use. But again, people have used this during other times of the year and it's had good results as well, so it isn't just a winter bait, but obviously for me that's the sort of way I like to use it. Okay, cheers.